So I'd love to tell you a crazy story about what a stewardess did on a flight. And so I'm on this flight, and it's an early flight, so I'm tired. The stewardess goes up to the mic. We just took off, and she says, "We care a lot about our passengers on this airline. So much so that we would love you to take part in a couple questions that I'm just going to ask. I know that you're tired, um, but maybe you'll get something out of this experience too." And she says, "There's 200 people on this flight." She says, "By a show of hands, how many of you are dealing with a mental health issue?" And I'm looking around, no one's raising their hand. But then one person does, and then another, and another, and another, and another. And the stewardesses are counting 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 67 people. 67 people out of 200 felt that they were dealing with a mental health issue. So then the stewardess says, "Thanks so much, guys. Uh, the second question is, out of you 67 who raised your hand, how many of you feel that the issue you're dealing with is life-threatening or very serious?" And so some of the hands start to drop, and they do another count. 17 people. So on this flight with 200 people, 67 of them are dealing with a mental health issue. 17 of them think it's serious or life-threatening. It's pretty shocking numbers. Obviously, you can tell I'm at the airport right now, so that's why I'm telling this story. But the crazy thing is that this story is completely false. It's not real. But the statistics are. We live in a country with over 360 million people. Over 120 million of them would say they're dealing with a mental health issue. About 300,000 would say that it's serious or life-threatening. These are just crazy numbers. And in a country like ours, it shouldn't be the case. And so the question is why? And if I could boil down the answer to just one word, I'd say it's identity. We've lost our identity as people. We don't know who we are. And I like to close this video off with just one more story. This one's actually true. In January of 2021, I'm on a Zoom call with this woman. I'm meeting her for the first time, and she's asking me questions, but she asked me this one question, and it's really changed my entire life. And she says to me, "Ivan, who are you?" And so she asked me, and I'm just thinking about it. I'm thinking, and I can't come up with an answer. And then, because she saw me struggling so much, she rephrased the question. She said, "How do people see you? Or how do you want people to see you?" And so I thought for about 15, 20 more seconds, and then I started answering. I don't even remember what I answered. All I remember is that a couple sentences in, I just began to cry because I realized everything I was saying, I wasn't who I wanted to be, and I wasn't how I wanted people to see me. And so for the past 3.5 years, I've just been on this journey of trying to answer that question. We live in a society of people who don't know how to answer that question, don't know who they are. And so the purpose of these next couple of videos um, is to kind of take everyone through a process of just the things I've been learning, but really what it is what has caused this to be such a prevalent issue for our society, for our people, and for us individually. And then from there, to show there is an answer. And how can we walk in our true identity? Mental health is just one area where we see the negative effects of a lack of identity, but it manifests itself in so many different ways. So I hope you'll take this journey with me, and I'll see you on the next video. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment, and thank you for listening.